Hello and welcome to JMC Better Living's Rooted Yoga. In today's practice, we're just going to go through a few poses that are okay to do if you have scoliosis or curvature of the spine. These are also okay for people that do not have that condition, but I wanted to specifically address a few poses that are acceptable for that condition. If you do have curvature of the spine, you should check with your doctor to get his or her permission to make sure that it's okay for you individually. But generally, these are considered acceptable poses. I am seated in a chair today because if you are a beginner, yoga, it might be a little bit challenging, and being in a chair might be a little bit easier for you to handle as you're learning. As you become more advanced, these poses can absolutely be done on the floor as well, and I will show you that after. So the first pose we're going to talk about is cat-cow, which is a series of movements between two different poses. Now we're going to start by taking a breath and seated in a chair with our knees right over our ankles and our feet and our knees pointing right out from our hips. So sitting up nice and tall, our hands on our lap, and let's just take a breath in to start. Breathing in out through your nose. Creating equal inhales and exhales, just calming the nervous system. Then on your next breath in, you're going to roll your heart forward and shoulders down your back. Your gaze is going to be slightly up, and you're going to create a little bit of an arch in your back. On your exhale, you're going to press your hands into your thighs, round into your back, and bring your chin to your chest. Now this series of poses goes from the inhale breath, rolling forward, this would be cow pose, to the exhale breath, rounding into your back, this would be cat pose. So we'll take this a couple times. Breathe in, roll forward, shoulders down your back, gaze is lifted. Really seeing if you can squeeze your shoulder blades together. On the exhale, pressing into your thighs, hollowing out your belly, chin goes to your chest. And then we'll take that a couple more times. Breathe in, roll forward, shoulders down your back. Exhale, round into your back, chin to chest. Breathe in, roll forward, coming into cow pose, dropping your belly, arching into your back. Exhale as you hollow out your belly, cat pose. Good, and then breathe in, come back to neutral. Good, the next pose we're going to take is down dog. Now for this pose, we're going to have to get up, but we're still going to use our chair. We're going to place our hands on the chair, and then we're going to walk our feet back until our ankles are right under our hips. And then we're going to place our hands a little bit more forward and lengthen through our back, bringing our head between our arms. This gets you a nice lengthening of the spine and should feel really good in your lower back and your hamstrings as well. And then we'll take a couple breaths here. If you feel uncomfortable, you can widen your feet so that they are a hip distance apart. And if you feel very comfortable, you can walk your feet back even more and get an even bigger stretch. Good, generally we take a couple rounds of breath here, just stretching our hamstrings, stretching through our upper arms. Good, and then walk your feet back toward your chair, just as an aid, a prop to help you. The next thing we're going to do is called tree pose. So we're going to hold onto the back of our chair for support, and we're going to come up onto the ball of the foot that is not next to the chair. And we're going to pivot that knee out to the outside, resting your heel on your ankle. This is called tree pose because you're creating kind of the shape of a tree, and then you would also potentially grow your branches, which would be your arms, but you can continue to stay here. Now, if this feels like it's not challenging enough, you can take it up a level by bringing your foot higher on your leg to maybe your calf, or even all the way up to your inner thigh. And if you feel comfortable and balanced here, you can also find a focal point in the room and maybe play with lifting your hand off the chair or even bringing it to heart center. Good, creating nice long spine and reaching the crown of your head up to the ceiling, really engaging your core and abdominal muscles and helping to strengthen your abdominals so that you can also support your back. Good. One more breath here. And then bring that foot down from wherever it is and just shake out that standing leg a little bit. And then we will take that on the other side. So I'm going to go on the other side of the chair for that support, holding onto the back. The foot that is closest to the chair is going to ground into the earth, coming up onto the ball of the other foot, and then taking that knee and pointing it to the outside, coming up onto either the heel resting on the ankle, or again playing with bringing that foot up a little bit closer to the calf, or even all the way up to the inner thigh. And again, same here, find a focal point or a drishti, something that's not moving that you can stare at to help you balance. And if you feel okay, wherever you are, you can bring your hands to heart center, or even raise your hands up to the sky and play with your balance a little bit more here. Again, helping to engage those abdominal muscles, thinking about squeezing everything into the midline or in toward your spine, creating strength for those muscles that support the spine and the back. Good. One more breath here. And then let's bring that foot down, shake out the standing leg. And then one more pose that's really beneficial is called Tadasana pose, which is just a standing pose, but we want to make sure that we're standing in a very upright position with great posture. So we'll start by grounding into our feet. We want to make sure that our feet are about hip distance apart and that our feet are planted firmly on the floor, toes pointing out straight in front of you. Then we really want to press all four corners of our feet into the floor and feel your legs strengthen as you engage your calves and your thighs, pulling up and away from your kneecaps. And then think about taking your tailbone and rolling it down as you lengthen through your front side body, roll your shoulders down your back, and lift the crown of your head up to the ceiling. And then arms are just extended at your sides, but think about really extending your fingers toward the earth as you reach your head even further toward the sky. Really engaging every muscle in your body. This is so beneficial for your posture, great for your spine. Think about rolling your shoulders down your back, expanding through your heart, and really standing and engaging every muscle. This can also be done by holding onto the back of the chair if you need some additional support, or a kitchen counter or anything like that. Good, couple breaths here. Sometimes it helps if you close your eyes and breathe, breathing in and out through our nose, just as we did at the beginning of the practice. Taking a couple breaths here. Good, and then if you can, sweeping your hands up and overhead, bringing them to touch right overhead, and bringing them through heart center, palms touching, to close out our practice. Now, those of you that would be interested in seeing down dog on the mat, let's come on over here and I will show you that as I move this chair away. So if you're doing down dog, you would place your hands on the floor and then take your feet and walk them behind you. You're creating an upside down V with your body, and you're wanting to make sure that you're really pressing into your index finger and thumb. You're gonna press your torso toward your thighs, and you're gonna roll your upper arms out so that the insides of your elbows are pointing a little bit more forward. And then you're gonna let your head hang heavy, and you're just gonna hold here, breathing in and out. Good. So this is down dog on the floor or a mat. And then I can also show you cat-cow on the floor. And so for this pose, you're gonna be on your hands and knees. Your wrists are gonna be right under your shoulders, and your knees are gonna be right under your hips. So you're creating a nice long spine, and your gaze is pointing down. And then you're gonna roll your heart forward and lift your sits bones. This is the cow pose we did on the chair. And then you're gonna exhale as you round into your back. Gaze goes to your thighs. This is your cat pose. So you could do this rolling forward, coming into cow pose as you breathe in, and exhale, rounding into your spine as you do cat pose. One more time just to show you, breathe in, drop your belly, shine your heart forward, gaze goes up, cow pose. Exhale, hollow out your belly, round into your back, cat pose. Always breathe in to come back to a neutral spine, and then you can continue your practice from there. I hope these tips have been helpful, and I hope these poses help you to enjoy yoga and maybe help to strengthen your abdominals and your back. Namaste. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more free rooted yoga from JNC Better Living. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Comment below if there are areas that you'd like me to address in future yoga practices.